Hello and welcome. I am the Restless Kaiser.
And I am Jonathan B.
I'm James Workshop.
And I'm Kev from the Hobby Corner.
But together we are...
Modeling
Advantage. Every time.
Let's have a quick look. Who's in show? Obviously, Rosie Raccoon, Johnny B's missus, functioning as the show's fluffer. Getting everyone chatting before we get going. Nick from Team Clueless Games, how you doing, buddy? More Rosie,
Awesome.
Monique. Josh Wood is here. And our newest member. He watched that. I think it was Josh. Watched that new bolt action video we did. And he said, "Mate, signed up as a member there and then." Boom.
Thank you very much.
Rightly so. That was a crack.
Play my first game of bolt action on Friday. Mate, just roll more sixes. That's how you win that game.
That's the key.
That is the key. Yeah. And Alid is here, bringing up the Welsh Brigade. Friends of General Haig. Axe and Axe, another new member. Thank you, buddy. Nice to see you. Kev from the Hobby. Hang on. No. Yeah, he's there. Final varnish on some Polish cavalry. 70. Are they winged hussars, sir?
Huzzah!
Huzzah! I don't think the Polish lancers talk like that. Boots on the table, Dom. Nice to see you, buddy. Great show you guys had last night. I missed the first bit. I didn't catch where the guy was from that you had on, but he seemed to know his onions.
He's an author, my friend.
Author? I'm a librarian.
He wrote a book about onions.
Every second person I know is an
Roman
author.
history. He's got 2 published books on Roman Doofer stuff.
Hello, Roman Doofer stuff. Matt Capelli, another early adopter of the membership scheme. Please, glad that you're here, mate. And Fatal Paper Cuts. So, you people keep joining. Paul Lowe, good evening, buddy. Right, we're going to have a quick whiz round, see what everyone's doing tonight. I am continuing to build the remainder of these SDKFZ 250s for the Flames of War. And if I get the last one done, I might even start on the Cromwells for Jay Bizzle.
Yeah. Do I even have Cromwells? Yes, I do. It's all Cromwells. I am working on Skelly Bobs, old vintage Skelly Bobs, because it's lots of fun. And Mr. Workshop, what are you up to?
Exactly the same as last week. I'm going to continue painting the green on these tanks because they ain't green enough yet. They need more green.
Enough, mate. Tanks should be green. That's what I hear.
They certainly should be, unless they're white. What are you up to, sir?
Well, I am going to be building some Iron Jaws. So I've got a bunch from the 3rd premium kit from the Mortal Realms subscription. And
Premium.
I've finished building them. So,
Mate, premium. Now,
premium.
It is the time of the stream where I'm going to ask you, Kev, what's the matter? Citadel got you pushing too many paintbrushes? Come on, I'm right here. Tell me what you do. I'm here.
What do I do? Not much different to this show, really. Just talk nonsense and get hobby done.
Do you want to expand on that a little for you there, Ken?
So what I do.
What do you do?
Might not be the place to leave it, Kev. Just saying.
I thought I'd, just ease everyone in. So basically, I got the channel, the Hobby Corner. It's been going for 2.5 years now. We just recently gone over the 1,000 subscriber mark, which is amazing. Yeah. I'm also a fellow member of the Chilling Wargamer Network as well, which is a really cool little network of content creators, and we all sort of pitch in, help each other and everything. It's a nice little family. And predominantly what I cover is the subscriptions from Hachette that they did for Conquest. So that was the Warhammer 40,000 magazine that they did. And more recently, the Mortal Realms one, which is, Age of Sigmar. And I'm looking to even cover Imperium, which will be the next one that will land probably late August, which will have even more diversity of forces in it, which is really exciting, actually. But I do the odd tutorials here and there as well. Just if there's a particularly tricky kit to build, I'll just throw out a video to help people with it. Or if there's a particular painting technique that's, you know, in demand or being asked about, then I'll try my best to help with that as well. And that's pretty much what I do.
Very nice. So just in case you missed that, Kev's YouTube channel is The Hobby Corner. Oh, James is joining in. Team Apron, Johnny. Come on.
Join in, fella.
So yeah,
I'm not
My
doing
branded
that.
aprons are going to be on the store within 2 months.
Yeah, but make
My
no brand
brand
like one.
is-
Yours is a barbecue apron there.
It's a butcher's apron, actually.
Oh, right. Well, there we go. There we go.
is that because you're going to be butchering those miniatures?
Yes. But
I think it's because the Germans generally called the Soviets butchers. It was a pretty horrible time.
Oh wow, sticking to the theme. Dang,
Yeah.
I love the commitment.
Thanks.
So, well, there you go. There's a point sticking to the theme. So, one of the things that we decided to do as we came out of lockdown for the first time, thinking about this year, is we play lots and lots of different games, historical, science fiction, you know, and we realized it's getting quite difficult to kind of keep track of it all, to be honest. who was doing what, and we decided we were gonna to help with the role play bit. We were gonna lean into which factions we were playing a bit more, you know. So rather than like playing Americans in Bolt Action and Soviets in Flames of War and then British in Tanks and Miniatures games, it's like I'm gonna do German, John's gonna do British, James is gonna do Soviet. So at least we might start to remember the names and everything.
Yeah.
I think I might have gone a little too
start.
far when I married a Russian, but yeah, it was fine.
yeah,
I
you
think it's
took
the
the
smart way
role
to
play
do
a
it.
little too far, mate.
I did take the role playing a little too far then.
Evening Miller, yeah. And so, Kev, you've done I don't know whether did you start with the Conquest magazine? I don't really, if I dare say, I don't remember your channel from before that.
Well, actually, my first couple of videos was of me and my mates messing around in Fortnite, and then
Oh, nice.
yeah, but that was before like the official launch of the Hobby Corner, and with that, my first actual video was from when what was it? You know, the big old magic, that like the box of magic stuff that they released on second edition of Age of Sigmar,
Oh,
and you had
Oh,
like
yeah.
the purple sun and all of that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Everyone was having a tough time putting the purple sun together. So I
I've
was
got
Right.
one of them. It's not that hard.
yeah, I was like, well, I'm sure I could do it, because at that point, push fit was quite a new thing. There'd only been a few other things before then that were push fit. So the larger like masses of fantasy players hadn't really encountered push fit miniatures as such. You know, within Games Workshop, Warhammer sort of scene. So yeah, I just thought, okay, I'll just put a video together. I spent an afternoon putting it together.
There's
And
definitely
then-
some older kits that are similar to that one. Like the Mutalith Vortex Beast is also an absolute arse, where
Ooh.
you have to do it in a certain order and you have to click certain things into certain places.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
do
it's a
like the
pain.
fact that it is quite easy to keep it so that you can swap out the head and the stuff on the back. So you can either have it as the Vortex or
Slaughter
the weird
Brute.
Slaughter Brute, yeah. So that was actually not a bad kit, and it had a lot of forward thought in its design, which was nice as well.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a horrible kit. I'm just saying that if you don't put it together right, you'll end up with 2-inch holes in his back.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think if you come from a background of the very modular kits that Games Workshop traditionally have done, the monopose push fit type style that they've gone for is radically different. Like you say, it's not just that you can only put it together one way. It's that you really have to put it together in a certain order, because you get some pieces. John got me that, you know, in Blackstone Fortress there was 2 little halfling dudes.
Yeah.
yes. Rain and Rouse.
And one
Yeah,
of
Ryan
the
and Rouse.
pieces pushed through several other pieces. And I was
Yeah.
just like, yeah, this can only be designed on a computer.
Mm.
You're looking at these bits and
mental.
how the hell do they go together? And
Yeah.
his body's in like intersected with a middle section of it, and then his backpack pins the whole lot together and has the front of his belly on it.
Yeah, CAD design is crazy now. Absolutely crazy.
It's how you
And-
can make a much more complicated, detailed model push fit. Otherwise, you never
Yeah.
manage it. It's the
Yeah.
fact that his gut was pinned to his spine that made the whole model stick together.
And I'll be totally honest. For the most part, it works and they're good. Yeah, I mean, you might get like a hairline gap between like the larger pieces, but you can fill that in with paint or whatever. It's easy. But I mean, like one that I've actually had problems with, and this is a guy who did a video basically laughing in the face of everyone having problems with spirit hosts, right?
Oh
mean,
God!
I make no apologies for that. Yeah, they're not that hard. Just be patient, okay? This though,
I did not
Grim
enjoy the
Hailer, I hate it with burning passion.
Wow.
Not because of the main body, but because of the dude on top. See, look, he's just falling to bits because his head is sliced in 3 sections.
Mhm.
Ow.
I'd like to give you a pretty key question. Have you ever put metal models together?
Yeah. So actually, you know what? I mean, I don't look like it, but I've actually been doing the hobby for 25 years.
That was going to be my question.
So I've
End of-
worked
End of
with
second Ed.
I've worked
You
with
emerged
the
from
old
the womb
lead
with a
and
craft
the
knife.
pewter and all that. Yeah, I know about pinning and all that stuff. I remember
Bro,
the old second edition Space Marines, and then when it went into third edition, that was the actual like first starter box that I ever got was the third edition one with the Black Templars on it, and you had the Dark Elder inside.
Let's not forget the jungle trees.
The jungle trees, man. Oh,
And like them bright green jungle trees that you sometimes
and-
find in thrift boxes.
Yeah.
and the little tank like blocking terrain as well with no tanks.
Yeah.
It's like
Little tank
Yeah.
traps.
yeah, tank trap, win.
And
But,
Phil, yes, I did see that there is the expansion. I'm going to see how it interacts with the save, and we might play a few more games on the stream. I just wanted to say that Frost and Fist is here, so you're not the only chilling wargamer in the
Oh, how you doing, Mr. Mythos? You beautiful guy.
Best push fits are made by a small company called Lego. Anyone heard of that?
I'm not
Can't
sure.
say I have.
I thought Lagos was a country.
No, that's Legolas. He's from Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
I've been loving
no,
Zvezda.
I thought that is when you've had too much to drink.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna end up in dark places here, aren't we, guys? If we keep slipping, I can see the direction of travel. Zvezda push fits. We've not used many of them, but would you remember that little Panzer II you had, John?
This is
Yeah,
a Zvezda?
mate, that was a dream to put together.
And it's so
One.
cute and
The
dinky.
P2 It's really cute. Opposed to that Cromwell from Victrix. Oh my God.
Which had 5 pieces for a turret in 10 mil.
It's ridiculous.
It's great the video seeing you popping it into little pieces repeatedly.
If you slow it down, because that one's sped up so fast, if you slow it down, you see me press the sides of the tank turret to try and get the glue to hold, because I'm doing it in one shot, obviously. I didn't have time to let it sit and cure for a little bit. The whole thing just explodes in my hand.
We're about the range and the quality that you're going to get from similar to one of our videos, and I'd like to play a game of Spot the Zvezda. That's an ISU 120, 152, one Zvezda and one Battlefront.
What's the difference?
I mean, they look really nice.
Let's go big. Let's go big.
Let's go big.
Zvezda is the one on your right.
This one.
Yeah.
It certainly is.
Hey!
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I would not
Wait,
be able
that's so
to call
similar.
that. I have no idea.
It was a 50-50.
No, it's because I've seen the Battlefront one, and I know it's got an engine grill on the deck.
Oh.
It wasn't that he looked better or worse. It was like,
So you're cheating then, essentially.
A little.
Yeah.
Prior knowledge is cheating in quizzes. You have to go in with zero knowledge.
Exactly.
yeah. And more super glue than more super glue. Hey?
So
I'm more super glue and then more super glue.
And then more super glue. Right, to get it.
That's how he does it, yeah.
Do you know what? That is the thing that I really dislike about working with resin and metal is super glue is just not the medium for a prat like me. It's not. If I have to get the super glue out, it's not going to go well. It's not going to end well. It's just, yeah. So as a channel, kits and building is an interesting one because I think a lot of Warhammer people really like building. That's in many of them, it's their favorite part of the hobby. The kind of the long history of modular kit design, kit bashing across, like with the Space Marine, the tactical Marine of it in its current iteration is got replaceable parts from a dozen kits.
Yeah,
you can really heavily customize those models with a fairly low skill level. You know, and that's not, I don't mean that critically. It's just that I'm just going to use that arm. I'm going to use the body off this, and it all fits together.
Yeah, I think that's the golden age of modularization of their design.
Yeah,
you'll never get that again with.
I think you will. Just that they're going to sell us all Primaris Marines in 10 years again. They're just modular. But I think a lot of historical gamers or gamers from other genres. Building in a lot of cases is the worst. Like I know Dom from Boots on the Table with Dom. I think he was in the chat tonight. He goes onto eBay specifically to look for pre-built models.
Oh no!
He wants, and I kind of, if there wasn't a quality issue, I would do the same. The problem is that for me, I don't think from an eBay photograph you can tell whether the guy was a prat and like every backpack has got the same. It's on at a 45-degree angle or something. That's what would bother me. That risk. But I intensely dislike the building.
I used to do that though when I was a kid, and I was putting together those second edition dudes, and I had like the backpack skewed a little bit just to make it look like they were doing that.
A bit of movement.
Yeah, just a bit of movement. Oh,
that's interesting though, isn't it? But is that because it's very different perspectives on gaming per se? Like 40k, it's all in there, it's all Hollywood, it's all get in there, make your dudes look action man like. Whereas historical wargamers, it's just about getting that mass look, that unit on the table. Me a massive baller. It's like playing Imperial Guard. I'm pretty sure Imperial Guard players don't take too much time over the
I suppose they don't.
Maybe the pro ones do. Could kit bash a bolter on the sergeant or something. But yeah.
But in the
historic wargaming, there sort of is a concept of right as well. With an Imperial Guard, there is no concept of right. Whereas with like, I'm making this soldier from 1942 and they're going to be fighting in X place. There's a definite right and wrong thing to put together in that occasion.
Yeah, you can't just say, right, I'm going to give him 2 MG42s, one in each hand, so it looks cool.
Rambo, this guy. It's going to be Sergeant Rambovsky.
Sergeant Rambovsky? Hey, we need that guy.
Even just take it a little bit further and just, just add a bolt gun to just a regular Joe on like the US front lines.
I've seen some pretty epic Valhallans used to be a thing back in the day. Although you look only 12, sir, you remember the second edition.
Thank you. Yes.
And Valhallans were a regiment back in the day. They are no longer made. But I've seen a lot of conversions with Warlord Games. They're Russian kits.
Yeah.
And just with like Cadian arms slapped on, and they look
like Russian Napoleonics or something in great coats.
There is a kit out by War Games Atlantic, is it?
War Games Atlantic.
Oh yeah.
Le Grognard, very French style. I'm looking forward. They've got some awesome kits coming out this year,
they do.
Including like Penal Legion dudes,
including what?
Penal.
Aren't you painting some penal legions at the moment?
Yeah, Matt, Zvezda do a range of 1/100th Flames of War scale. The thing with them is that Zvezda is like in Russia or somewhere like that, isn't it?
Yeah, Russia.
And they're single boxes, so often the shipping is an issue getting them over here. They're actually very cheap kits and easy to put together. And what's good about them is they seem to have known what it is the Battlefront don't make, and so they make them. So they make Panzer IIs, they make some trucks, they make Matildas, they make quite a bit of the early war stuff, which other people don't make, and they're very, very easy. They're wargaming plastic kits, if you will.
They're for kids, frankly. They're for a little kid to be able to slap together when they've snapped it off the screw with their grubby fingers. So
sounds
all right.
They're great. I've got a unit of 5 T60s that I bought for £3 a tank, and I absolutely love them. No complaints.
We kids with sausage fingers, yeah, they're the kits I'm looking for. I hate building over on the skip straight to painting. That's why it's in advance. Hey, Rosie, sorry I missed your salutations earlier. Look, the chat talking among themselves, mate. You don't need them.
Are they having a little chat? Give us some questions.
They might be. I'm working my way through them while I'm falling a bit behind. Plastic Space
Someone
Marines
give us a
were
question. All right, in the meantime, let's talk about a real war game. Crossbows and Catapults.
Oh, mate.
Right. Now, I saw your little I'm a war gamer thing. I did a little bit of research on the way home from work, and that was like your entry into wargaming with your grandpappy or your uncle. I can't remember which one it was.
It was my uncle who was very much into sort of D&D and computer games and stuff like that. My granddad was just like a collector of sorts, but it was more my uncle that got me into it.
Okay. I mean, I personally think Warhammer should go down that path of having firing mechanisms. They got the technology to be able to do it. Why can't my dreadnought fire little plastic
technology? Things? They could do it.
Exactly right. I would buy into that.
I'm pretty sure they made that little like darts that fire from toys thing pretty illegal in this country a few years back. That might be why they don't do it. Because people were like, I killed insane. People were like firing down their little brother's throats.
Would you really though? Would you really want to spend like 50 quid on a kit, build it, paint it just for some 12-year-old kid to lob little like plastic balls at it and just destroy it?
Mate, it ups the stakes.
12-year-old kids doing that.
Ups the stakes.
And you grown mass men doing that.
You won't even look at a steak for the rest of your life if that's how you're going to live.
True. Can't afford no steak. Got to repair my dreadnought.
Steaks or plastic crack. Whoa.
Public service announcement from Subcommandante 73. Hobbycraft's matte varnish isn't matte, it's satin. Con! It's obviously having this experience as we speak. Thank you for that. I don't know if Halfords do one. Halfords seem to do everything that you need in a rattle can.
They do plenty of lacquers, but I've not risked trying to do that.
Rosie wants to know how you say bunting. There must be a joke in this.
Oh, bunting. She's making bunting, okay. We're going to have a little outside party for my great nephew. He's not because he's great. No. He's just a nephew. But anyway, she's making some bunting for the garden. But I can't help but say it. Exactly. I can't help but say it with bunting.
Buntings.
Get me the buntings.
Give me that buntings.
So that's what she's on about. I can't help but say it like that because I'm a bit wrong. So apologies for that.
Matt Capelli says, did Johnny B mention Crossbows and Catapults? Love that game. Broke many rubber band and nicked quite a few pieces of furniture back in my formative years. Yep. Oh, Pogson is here from my school. Yeah, Pogson, have a nice half term, mate. I just got the NHS app pinged me tonight. Says I've been too close to someone with the coronavirus. I'm not going to be in. We've got to go get a test. Isolated. Boo, mate. But it does show me that it was worth paying to have that Bluetooth switched on for the past several years.
True fact, yeah. Just
Finally
completely...
picked something up. More worrying though is it says I should only isolate for 3 days. It's like it was 2 weeks, then it was 10 days. Like just have a couple of days off.
No, most probably it was a delay in sending it. So you meant to have isolated for 10 days.
Oh, right up to this point.
So you're already 7 days in, and it's gone. Actually, do you know what?
Sorry.
I think it might just depend on the severity of how close you were to that person. If you were like in the same location within the same hour,
yeah.
What happens if
then they might stay longer. But
what happens if you were inside them?
If you were inside them,
well, I don't know. I mean, like unless there's a barcode you can scan where the tramp stamp should be. Like you go, I was at this location. Scan it for the NHS app. Beep.
I mean,
anyway,
if you can manage to do that and keep 2 meters away, you're a greater man than I.
Let's steer away from that.
Obviously,
yeah, I think that's
as
low brow as it should
in
go.
that direction, John.
Yes, I steered it into it. Now I'm making a sharp turn, sir.
If you go through the comments, we're coming back to it, so I wouldn't worry.
They're gonna drop there. His nephew that happens to be great, like he's your favorite.
No, like it's like
lies, Pogson, lies. It doesn't count unless there's tongues.
Later the sausage.
1 day isolation for each mile you were away. Yeah, I mean, I get a commuter train into London every day. I was thinking, I'm sure this app isn't working. I must be someone who's got the disease. Think of all the hobby time you'll get, Kaiser. Yeah, I'm a bit worried. The missus works from home these days, and she's not keen on the idea of me being here. I can tell you. Kind of got used to having a peace and quiet. Shall we have a look at some pictures? See if I can get it sorted on there. Let's go for the chef.
I should actually get some building done. Like I've been.
Yeah, man. Come on, Slacker.
Come on, do it.
Come on,
do
it now.
Do it now.
Right? Can we?
That was pretty good.
Can we see John's picture? No, I'm sharing the wrong screen.
Daddy? Oh, where does he come from? Oh no, I can't see. I always lose it.
We've gone back to bunting.
Bunting.
Right, John.
Skeleton.
It's like I get accused of going Jamaican whenever I try any accent. I just
standard. So this is a real shonky picture of the Skelly Bobs I'm working on right now. I love them because you get extremely ill-fitting armor pieces. Which there's no way it's staying on his body. It's just literally glued to the front, and that's how it's meant to be, and I love it.
Yeah, I agree.
Working on a bit of patina effect there and whatnot.
Love it.
Some of the shields, trying to mix it up a bit of, I don't know, some bronze, some iron, some wood.
It looks like you could have just like buried some pennies in the garden for a week, and you could have got that effect, right?
True fact.
There we go.
The fact that it looks that close to buried pennies is pretty
good.
I do go a bit like that. There's a bit more. That one.
Well, especially for the rain we've had.
I love these.
Yeah, true. Plenty of rain. I worked a modelling error into the aesthetic of the model there. As you can see, the helmet has got a massive crack in it.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's split.
Like a pro, you managed to make it look like a split helmet. Nice.
I just left it as it was.
See, whose miniatures are these? What's that one? What are you using them for? Tell us more.
So these miniatures are for absolutely no reason whatsoever, other than I am a grown man and I decided I wanted to paint me some skeletons. Fact.
Can't argue with the logic of that.
Where
are they from? What company?
These are Games Workshop, mate.
They're Games Workshop classics.
Hang on. I didn't realise that question was going to come up. Surely everybody in the world knows that these are the first multi-part skeletons from 1989 Games Workshop, sir. From
all joint shoulders and all.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
All you had to do is stick the arms on, stick the head on, jobs are good.
Oh, and you had to buy the £3.50 separate kit so you could have a command sprue as well, which was like 4 bits of metal a head and a
Rude.
banner and
No, you're talking. That wasn't until later. I think you might have your skeletons mixed up, sir. They do look very similar
I
to
definitely
a
have these
later.
skeletons.
A latest. Wow. They
To the
didn't have no
internet.
metal bits with them.
Oh, they don't come in the box. No, you have to buy them separately on a whole separate sprue.
Oh, no, there was
Yeah.
nothing like that back in the day. That guy at the front there, that champion, that's what you had to get. And they were all metal, sir. They were all metal. No screws here.
Okay.
But what I'm doing them for, well, I've had 3 undead armies during the course of my life. One was a beautiful, wonderful Khemri army, and I sold that on. Another one was a Vampire Counts one of the more recent style. I sold that on. So I thought, why not? I'll give this one a go. See if I get it done.
It looks stunning.
Yeah. That's what it's all about, and we're still on the same picture, so that's awesome. You will notice in the previous image there were some wicker fences there. I'm going to be working on the wicker fences. That is for SPQR, for the little farm, just as soon as Kaiser stopped catching COVID.
Yes. Well, we'll find out tomorrow whether I actually caught it. I'm pretty disappointed if I will. Right, let's talk about this.
Let's talk about this, baby.
Let's talk about Games
Ooh.
Workshop releases. So
Hey, he's got something long and heavy in his hands.
It's like, yeah, they're really big on that. They normally have like a pistol down there, these guys, but this one's got just a dick. Just straight up, not hiding it. This is my unit. So this model, it's like 20 quid. He's a Primaris captain, and it's just a dude with a bolt rifle and sword. He came in the Pariah Nexus.
Heavy intercessor though, so he has different stats.
Ooh,
Yeah,
is that what it is? He's a heavy.
That is what it is. Yeah, he's a heavy intercessor captain.
so he's got
Gravis armor.
that's a heavy bolt rifle,
Mm.
along with his Gravis armor and
Right.
chunky sword. He means business.
He does.
He means business. All right. Okay. That's him. I know it's all right. It's all right. I just feel like they're really milking all of these different dudes. And this is the Chronomancer. He's called
Chronomancer. Yeah,
I really like
from the,
really like that one.
for anybody that cares. Anybody knows what he does?
Do you want to go into the
retirement stuff, man?
Yeah. So the Necrons have a collection of different magic things that they can do.
That are
And
not
one of them
magic.
is that aren't actually magic. No, they're technology.
Yeah.
And Chronomancy is one of them. So this is a Chronomancer. So we've only been seeing cryptex from like one crew so far,
Right.
and now all the other crews are starting to get released.
Isolate with me in Brixton, Tony Hawk music. That skeleton has been tracked. I'm not traced. Right, I get it. Okay. Catching up with the comments. Paint a gold tooth on some of the skellies. Bizzle,
Oh, good idea.
fix
Yeah.
it.
All right. Okay, I will do that.
You
I will
gotta
do
do
Don't
that.
go complicated. Don't like do a gold tooth and a silver tooth and a bronze
No.
tooth.
No.
Gold teeth.
I could black
Some
some of
wooden
them out,
teeth.
couldn't I?
There
Yeah.
were chariots in that kit. I thought the captain was just happy to see me. Looks like every other ultramarine. Yeah, so that's the bit that's bothering me. One of the things they've done with this more monopause is they seem to be interested in creating a different stat sheet for every time a guy's got a different gun or a different piece of armor. Just doesn't for
Stop
me.
being negative about Warhammer. All right, we loves it. We loves it, and we want more Primaris lieutenants now.
Yes,
If you want us to
thank
stop
you.
being negative, you might want to not do the heavy intercessors next.
Can I just say can I just say for
Okay,
the
yeah.
record how much I appreciate the fact that he said lieutenant.
Well, it's only because I've been around Kaiser for the last 2 years.
I appreciate
Normally, it's
it so much.
lieutenant. It's lieutenant all the way.
It is lieutenant. It's
But-
lieutenant because we're in the UK. It's not lieutenant in High Gothic. It's
No.
lieutenant in High Gothic
I'm pretty sure
because it's been pronounced in video games. Okay, Dawn of War pronounced it lieutenant.
But you know,
Yeah, because they wanted to sell it to Americans.
Well, it
Right.
all depends on your interpretation of what is high Gothic, low Gothic, and so on. Because honestly, I think high Gothic would be a very prim
I
and
got thinking
proper,
surely it'd be
Oxford
British, sir.
educated English. Yeah,
Of course.
hot, jolly good, right? While as the low Gothic is more like, you know, a Brummy sort of thing going on.
Promo.
Yeah.
All right, brothers. Let's go and take it on. It'll be chaos. Purge it, mates. Just purge it. Be all right.
How does for the Emperor sound in Brummy?
To the Emperor.
Sweet. Nice.
Oh,
Can I get that recorded? I just need a new text tone.
Right, that's going to be your dial tone or something. Regular. Kill team set for the new Marines. Yeah, so this stuff came in that Pariah Nexus kill team set, which is why I'd seen it before. Just catching up with you. Somebody, good evening, sir. Went for the Primaris Modern Major General. Oh, right. So anyway, that was him. These baffled me, and this brings me up to another point. Did anybody else see the price of these?
20.
How much are they?
Something like 28 quid for 5.
Wow.
And
I would
they're
have
not.
expected 10.
Yeah, because they're not the kind of model that you want in units of 5.
No.
I can see it could be a marketing tactic. They've done it before with Stormcast, where they've sold boxes of 5 or something, and then 6 months to 12 months later they've boxed them for units of 10 for like a 5 or more.
Yeah, they sold 5 Judicators, I think it was, for 30 quid, and then they stealth increased the price to 33 quid and put 5 more in.
Oh wow!
You might be right.
I think it's just the initial reinvestment back into mold designs and all that sort of thing. Pay everyone off, pay off the investors, and then the rest. They go, all right, let's just box out for cheap, sell more. Way, job done.
Cheap then for GW. Yeah, I mean, they're the kind of model that you want maybe 20, 30. If you're going to try and compete with in the midfield with the Necrons by using some cheap melee troops, that's these. And at 28 quid for 5, that ain't no cheap contest.
Well, again, there's another thing. There's another 2 ways of looking at it as well. It's like they could be pricing it to sort of rein in the meta a bit. So, you know, if they were going cheap, like, you know, 20 quid for 5, or even 15 for 5, which would never happen anymore. That
meta that's
people
really
would just base it. But at the same time, they know that there are going to be tournament players who will fork out the extra to have a buttload of those. And, you know, that's
the
just
tournament players
business,
like that are
innit?
not playing Necrons, mate. But I know what you mean. Now, has anybody got one of these?
You're saying they're not competitive enough.
There's nothing wrong with flayed ones. There's something wrong with 5 flayed ones.
Has anybody built one of these? Has anybody looked at
horror?
They are horrific to build. And this is going back to something that Kev touched upon earlier on when he was saying about how people struggle building that particular kit. One of the things that we're looking to do more of on the channel is when we review the kits and unbox stuff, where there is time to try and build some of the more difficult looking models, because often the problem we have is we don't get this stuff early. You know, for it to have any currency on YouTube, we need to get it out quickly, and just getting it filmed and out within the first few days of it coming out is tricky enough. But where we can, we're trying to build some of those kits, because there's often just little bits of feedback are quite useful. Like that Lord of Virulence you did on that shorts video, didn't you, John?
I did, yeah. But again, I might have different tips if I was to build another one. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
But it's just something, though, isn't it? It is something. It's something rather than nothing.
First hands-on, it was just making sure that you drive fit it, and because they're so technical now, as we were saying earlier, with the CAD design and everything, and the push fit ones, even their multi-part kits are very similar. You've really got to pay attention. And to be fair, the instructions do literally tell you step by step. But as a professional model maker, I feel like I don't have to use those instructions. So
of course,
you ignore them and fail miserably in the process, and then go back to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I shouldn't really fault them for that. They're good at telling you how it's meant to be.
Yeah.
If it comes with instructions.
Yeah. I think that, you know, we should be looking at instructions. Go on in, James.
They're 40 quid for 5.
End of
I'm done. That's my review. They're 40 quid for 5. Don't fucking buy them.
What, those?
Yeah, they're 40 quid.
Come on in. Say something good about this. Because
Well,
I'm looking at thinking it's £7.50 a model, man. You've got
there's somewhere in between. There's supposed to be somewhere in between Terminators and your heavy support, aren't they? Essentially.
Yeah.
I don't know what. They've got 3 wounds. Toughness 5 from Gravis armor. That's cool. I'm pretty sure they got 3 wounds. The heavy bolt rifles are a little bit better. But
basically heavy bolters, I think.
What are the non-chaos obliterators called again? Sorry, the Space Marine Insider Space Marines, the big heavy gun. No,
Centurions.
Centurions, yes. Thank you. Which are nearly 40 quid for 3. So I guess they've gone up in model count for 40 quid in Space Marine armies. So that's nice, I guess. They're 37.50 for 3, I think.
Did the scalpers win then? Did they do all right, or did they lose?
They were cheaper.
They were cheaper.
I think they were. They were about 38 quid for 5 when they came in the box. When they were on eBay.
You know, stuff's up when the scalpers are actually running
underpricing it. Yeah. People were pretty. What's the phrase you like to say, John? They're pretty fizzy about these. People were really looking forward to, really excited. Like, this is going to be the new thing. I mean, although these guys have got, you know, like big guns, and they've got this guy here going like, look at the one coming out of my crotch area, just so you know it's my big gun. But these are troops choice.
They are a troops choice. Yeah,
these are troops choice.
Ooh.
That are 40 quid for 5.
Yeah.
Stop complaining about Warhammer and 40k, all right? We need to be more positive. Leave it be. We all know, we all signed up.
If you want the quality, you got to pay the dollar.
Yeah, okay.
Here we go.
I would much rather pay £105 for a giant gargant, because then I can at least like paint it really nice and feel good about it. Not just a troop choice.
That's that.
If you go for the membership premium, Jay Bizzle will build your kits for you, and you can join the queue right behind mine. And you'll never get anything done.
About 2 years waiting list at the moment, give or take. But yeah, I'll do it. Johnny B must have shares. No, it's not that. It's not that. I cannot deny that they are extremely expensive and it's ridiculous in pricing. But it's just we've noticed that we are very down on the game of Warhammer and everything at the moment. So I'm just trying to lift us out of that negativity.
But we're not, because we had a great game. We had a great game last Wednesday, which they're going to get
cracking game
on Friday. Yeah, looks good. Right, Kev, what are we looking at here, mate? You're a Sigma dude. What are we looking at?
Okay, so I should have brushed up before I came on. So we have on the right, we have a Mega Gargant, which is the newer giants. They're basically like 3 times larger than your regular giants from Warhammer. I think there's 3 variants of them. You got like a Gate Crusher, you know, whatever. There's one with like a hangman's like hood on, which is kind of cool. They're beastly, but they're so costly, absolutely costly. But at the same time, you have to think that
I think it's £105.
Yeah, but I think the way they justify it is you're only going to have 2 or maybe 3 at most in an entire army. And they have to accrue the cost for a set army, because you're only going to have like 9 models, maybe 10 in an entire army of giants.
Yeah, a 2,000 point list is 3 of them and then 6 littler giants. So yeah, you're going to have 9 models.
Yeah, so you know, as opposed to, you know, any other regular army, you'd spend the same amount of money, but you'd get more models for it. So that's just their way of balancing the economy of it. But what I'm really interested in is the chap on the left. He's the brand new dude, Ragnos.
He's the guy, right?
Brand new deity or deity, however you want to say it. brought into the
My
Mortal
Greek's
Realms.
no better than yours.
So yeah, he is going to be the deity of the law of beasts, or the realm of beasts. So
He's big
that's really
destruction
cool.
boy.
He's the big destruction boy. So he's finally they got something really hefty to pull in for the Destruction Alliance.
If you're a sneaky fella and you can look around on the internet, you can find his rules now.
Yes, yeah. I mean I saw him pop up on Facebook, but I didn't get time to have a look at him.
He's looking all right.
I just like the details on him, because there's so much open space on the skin and everything. You can do whatever. You can put texture on there. You can tattoos, whatever you like.
Tattoos, yeah.
Great job. War paint. But then you got like nice intricate details like on the shield. Like the shield is amazing. I love it. And even the base, like there's little cues on how big it actually is if you actually look on the base. So it's a monstrous size thing, and anyone who's had a Mega Gargant model will know how big they are.
Yeah, they're not
huge.
little.
Yeah.
Did
So
your brother paint one of them, John?
He's got 2 or 3 of them. He went full in on release. He was like, "Yep, yoink." Beautiful models.
And of course, if anyone wants someone to build it, I love building kits.
You've got tips. Have you got tips on this? Have you built one of these?
I have not, no, but I would love to build one.
Well, I think you should, because
I don't think you're gonna get a free one in that Mortal Realms magazine.
No.
You might
Unfortunately, not. But I still do have a Lady Alinda, a Celestant Prime. What else? A Mortis Engine, and a couple other things coming yet. So,
well, it's Hachette partworks. So, issue 1 will be its foot. Issue 2 will be its leg.
Right.
You're not collecting it in cereal boxes. They give you a bit more.
I've got to say, John, the Warhammer partworks are much better than that. It's quite rare that an object is split across issues.
Yeah.
And with the Repulsor, it was in 3 issues, and one of them was the base. But
it was actually over 4 issues, and the 4th one was the base.
Yeah.
Expert right there.
Yeah.
And there was no decal sheet either.
No.
Yeah,
Unless you were like properly subscribed, then you had an opt-out box of Silver Templars that you could keep a hold of, which was cool.
Awesome.
So, and that came with transfer sheet, which was selling for like 20-30 quid on eBay for the box.
Nice.
That the box itself cost you 30 odd quid, but and then like nearer to the end of the subscription, someone made an error on the system, and the boxes were selling for 15 quid. So you got 5 intercessors, the full sprues with all the options, a lieutenant, plus some paints, plus the guidebook on building and painting them, some lore and all that sort of chaff, and a unique battle plan, and the transfer sheet.
Wow.
Yeah. People snapped that up hard.
I wonder if somebody lost their job over that.
I will admit I did buy myself 2, like, because I thought
makes sense.
That's not going to happen again.
Nope.
So this looking at now, and there is only 10-12 minutes to go. Yeah. So this is the new, and I say new, Necron Combat Patrol. This is the one that's just gone on for pre-order. I mean, I'm having a quick scan of this. There's nothing.
If I squint there, if I squint, I can see flayed ones. If I really squint,
you hack off some arms and put on some Tyranid bits. You've got some flayed ones.
To be honest, for me, these still seem brand new. Like, because I was actually working at Games Workshop when these were released, and I ended up blowing my second paycheck on getting new Necrons.
As a start collecting box, I actually really like this one. It is actually a collection of like usable miniatures.
Yeah, and if you've got any of the kind of starter sets, which you've got the troop choices in, this is
they are troop choices. So the Immortals in the back there are a troop choice, and the death marks that are in the front, the sniper guys, is a dual kit with the Immortals. So that's actually 2 troop choices, a HQ, a fast attack, and a transport.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
it's
If you
actually a
build it
full
that
army
way.
in a box if you build it that way. Yeah.
If you don't make the death marks, yeah.
Yeah, and you use this as a transport rather than as a gunship.
It's a
Yeah.
flying
Right.
croissant. That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a
Yeah.
flying class. I do like it. I do like that model. Right, so this was another picture that was on there. Is there anything new in this picture? I just like the yellow of the orcs, really, when I was on the community. These are not new models, are they?
Just Kragnos.
No. Yeah, just Kragnos and all the
Just
Iron
another
Jaws,
one.
which I am currently building.
Yeah.
And some
They're lovely
is that a
models.
troll in the background on the left.
Yeah.
At the top.
So this giving you a better shot of the scale of him in relation to that giant, right?
Yeah.
I'm not
He's
sure
of
it is.
comparable height.
I mean,
think
the
he's on a
rock
rock
that
or
he's
something.
standing on isn't even like the Iron Jaws are quite big. Yeah, they're chunky
yeah.
dudes. They tower over most minis. But that rock is huge, and he's just standing on it like, yeah.
Well, there's a dragon next to the rock, and it's like the size of its torso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
big
that's
old
not a
model.
little model.
Right, this is the other start collecting that's just gone on pre-order. We're going to get this one and review this one. I think I'm going to give it to Curly Mike. So this is the Combat Patrol.
Mm.
Skitaria. I had a Skitar. I had an Admech army and I sold it because I just decided I was collecting far too much Warhammer.
Yeah.
And it was just getting out of control. So I sold this army. I had 3 of these and a load of these. I do like these models. Of all of the newer stuff that Games Workshop have done, the Skitarii, I really, really like them.
Well, it's the old steampunk meets grimdark sort of thing going on, isn't it? It's quite an attractive thing.
I think
Sorry, go on. No, you go.
Oh, thank you. As an actual start collecting box, again, it's a HQ, 2 troops, and a heavy support choice. So
Yeah.
it's a start of an army. I think anyone who already has Skitarii or Skitarii, your choice, is already going to have a lot of.
Don't say your choice. There is no choice. It is Skitarii. Do not
But
test that point.
Skitarii is the
Kaiser on
plural.
stream.
Anyway, so Skitarii, I think most people are going to have plenty of like the main troop guys. They're going to have less of the other I can't remember their names at the moment. The big gun robot guys at the back.
Catapult breaches, are they?
Cataphrone destroyers and breaches. Thank you. Yeah, but people are going to have the main troops a lot already because they've been in every single kit that you can get. Every starter army has them.
Yeah.
So, but as an actual starter army, fantastic choice.
And
But
I'd like
again,
to throw in there, sorry,
Oh, okay.
that apart from the Walker, all those minis are going to actually be included in the Imperium magazine
Oh,
as
right.
part of the Imperium half, because of course you get Sisters of Battle, the newer Primera slot, plus Admech as well, versus the Necrons.
There's a bit of soup right there.
And these kits, this Skitarii ranges here. There are 1 of each special weapon per box of 10 dudes, so you can't really have too many of these kits if you want to build that army. You know what I mean? To get more of a particular special weapon.
You need to buy 3 to fully use a unit. Also, notably, they're compatible with the Gene Stealer cult as well. They just decided to do that. Yeah, they made the Rangers compatible with the Gene Stealer cult main troops. No idea why. They just did.
So this one,
fun fact.
is there another? This is start collecting Space Marines. I think I'll combat
Another one.
Space Marines. Yeah. So this only because I have handled these models and painted them, and I have them. This is what came in. I forget what it was called.
Shadow Spear.
That's what we did Shadow Spear. Yeah, these are the monopause ones. And given the fact that you're getting like eliminators still sell for crazy money, I think these things are not available as separate kits. I assume this is they're not just showing you the wrong picture. We're going to get those monopause sprues.
Looks like it, yeah. Well, there's no Jedi librarian though. That's the best model in the kit.
Oh,
No Jedi librarian.
And I'll pitch in again. The miniatures from Shadow Spear will be appearing in the magazine as well. Apart from that tank, So
apart from the Impulsor, yeah.
the Impulsor, yeah.
All right. I
you
probably
go.
missed all of the comments. I'm gonna, yeah, going way back.
It's been
So
a bump of 40k this week.
Well, I just thought
They were the things available. Well, it's kind of good because we're having a go. We don't need to buy new miniatures. We've all got our collections.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm looking
playing the game for about 20 years. We're having a go, you know.
Well, it changes every 3 years, so
It does now. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I did enjoy the AdMech army. I just had to. I thought I've got to start cutting back on some of these. I bought a load of Sisters stuff because I thought, I got caught up in the hype of it, and they're coming in that magazine as well, aren't they, Kev?
Yeah, and what was I just saw Mythos comment about it being cancelled in America. That was just the initial test run. Like you're still going to get it probably nearer to the end of the year, so a few months after us in the UK. But it is the first of its kind that's actually going over to the US. So you guys get to enjoy the same that we do finally. So
get the joys of working with Hachette partworks.
I mean, I wish I did, but no, they didn't get back to me, unfortunately. So I get drip fed information from Ross Graham at Fohammer and from Ministry of Warhammer as well. So yeah, got to be in cahoots with those who do know, you know.
And so I mean, Kev, because you've done both of these serials now, the Warhammer one, the 40k one, and the Sigmar one. Yeah. What are the chances that one human being can keep up with building and painting all that crap?
It's really tough. Burnout, time, life, it all gets in the way. It is manageable, but to be honest, I think it would be a lot more manageable if it was bi-weekly, like the old Lord of the Rings one was back in the day with Eagle Moss. That was much more manageable. But then saying that, it's keeping up with getting stuff sold before they start a new edition. So
yeah,
it's their way of getting people interested. Then that's kind of what they did with Conquest. They got people interested in 40k. Then boom, they put down 9th edition, and it was like, woo, cool. And they've done the same with Mortal Realms. It's building up to the end of 2nd edition of Age of Sigmar. It's going to be 3rd edition. Great. So they've got their money's worth out of the molds and everything, and they got more people interested, and they're going to do the same with Imperium. So
Oh, so you're telling me that the start of Imperium is the end of 9th edition? Oh no.
Yeah, I mean the rules will be slightly out of commission that you learned, but they won't be so different that you can't just adapt what you've already learned. But I have seen people keep up with it, both building, painting, and playing the games. Usually, that it's like a parent and a child or a teenager doing it together, so they're sharing the workload. But there has been some people who've just cracked on with it, and they're absolute robots, in my opinion.
Yeah, tricky. If you're going to do anything, you need a bit of passion, don't you?
Yeah.
Sorry.
It is a baby Groot in a pot, yeah. Baby Groot up on your shelf, Kev.
Oh yes, baby Groot.
Holy crap! How did you even see that, Rosie?
There you go. Look, I'll just move my brushes out the way, and I'll put my other headphones over him so he can chill. But he's not like, despite the smile, he's not the happy kind of Groot. He's actually the Glaswegian Groot. So he's a bit like, offensive.
Well, we'll need to hear that story on the next stream by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Well, he just goes around like,
50 seconds left.
I am Groot.
As we
was a whole stream
almost
just of that. So I'll leave it there.
So before we go, where did we get to? I built the 5th of these, but I only needed 5. So right, we're getting there, right? John, where did you get up to?
I'm just finishing putting the shields on the dudes. I put the armor plates and helmets on that we're going to put on. So next is basing. That's where I got to. How about you, James?
They're even greener, and I did the green on the T26 as well.
I was going to say there's a
The
cheeky
bolt action.
T26
Yeah, there's
in
a
there.
cheeky T26, which is basically the same size as the 50 military ISUs.
Oh wow! Yeah.
It's a tiny
Different
tank.
scale, tiny tank.
Where'd you get to, Kev? Did you do anything?
Well, in classic hobby corner style, I got distracted by the entertainment of the show, and I managed to clip out all the bits for one. I did. Yeah, I haven't even done mold lines or anything. Just clipped
Nicely
it out.
done.
Right, Kev, before you go, so remind these beautiful people at home, as Mythos would say, where will they find you? YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Let them know.
All right, so I am the Hobby Corner on YouTube. Just look out for the little green and black logo that says THC. It's not that kind of THC. It's just an abbreviated version. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So go have a look there for me. And I do a live stream every Monday at 8:30 GMT time, where I do a playthrough or a battle plan from the Mortal Realms magazines. And on Fridays at 8, I do a hobby hangout, so we paint or something, or sometimes we get a guest on. So yeah,
Sweet.
And sometimes midweek you just switch the camera on and get the paints out, right?
It's very rare, but sometimes, yeah. Sometimes
Sometimes
I'll even do a video. It's crazy, you know.
a video.
Not every
Video.
week. That's way too much.
Oh no,
So-
yeah.
So Commandante wants a bunting update. Where did we get to, John?
The bunting is, as Rosie said there, she's cut more. She's sewn more triangles together, and she's sorted them into piles. How good is that? So bunting is coming along.
I love the sound of your bunting.
Yes, show me that bunting.
Little
Flush
shout
me
out,
that bunting.
Jammed Mini Mods. If you don't know, he was on the show a couple of weeks ago, of course. He has finished the Primaris Space Wolf Rune Priest for me. It's a beautiful model. He's got a video up on his channel. This guy's not only got like green stuff, the mustache, the beard, all the locks of hair. No, so it's the one from Indomitus, you know, the one with the big Crozius held high. He's replaced it with the Frost Axe. Lots of individual little bits of work, some green stuff, some kit bash, Ranger kits.
Nice.
It's a really, really nice model.
Is this the one he did of you?
No, this is a kit bash of a Rune Priest.
Okay. Cool.
You remember when he was on and I was saying, like, I'm not very keen on the Rune Priest models. They look like other Imperial cult chaplains.
Yeah.
And they've got a different religion. I don't really understand why they look like all the other ones. They should surely look more animalistic. Anyway, she's had a go. It's a really nice model. But rather than me doing a video about what he's done a video. Go watch it on his channel. It's cracking. Really nice. Sort them into piles. And very shortly, unfortunately, because of the COVID thing, it might not be for a while until we can do this now. I'm quite put out by it. We are very nearly 2,500 subscribers. And if you remember, Warlord gave us the Band of Brothers starter set to give away for 2,500 subs. So keep an eye out for that. We won't do that on a live show because not everybody gets to watch the live show. We'll do that on a video and we'll leave it for a week or something to get the comments in. You know, it's a really nice prize if you're even remotely tempted to try historicals, especially if you're like a Warhammer player and you're tempted by historicals. You're going to find Bolt Action very familiar as a system because Rick Priestley wrote it's the same rules with some modifications basically to old 40k. And it's nice and quick and fast play and got some interesting ideas around activation. It's a fun little game. It's a great little starter set. And it retails for 70 quid. You know, it's not a low value thing. So keep your eye out for that. As soon as we can meet up, we're going to make a video for that competition. So other than that, I was just checking the last of the comments. Any final remarks from anyone?
No. Stay safe. Don't catch COVID. It's still about.
Can we get an Arnie style bunting?
Is that even possible?
Well,
I don't know. It'd say bunting.
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 See, Arnold, you need to change the T's for D's and the D's for T's. Bunding.
And the last
That's
thing for
something
anyone,
different.
for anyone that's still here is always to try and plug the Modeling for Advantage online store, where we have starter armies for Flames of War, bolt action, and starter sets for other historical systems. We've changed our pricing structure. It's 15% off flat, but there is a postage fee. The website is only going to let you get postage in the UK. And frankly, if you're outside the UK, the postage is enormous. And I'm not going to hide that from you. But if you're interested in getting it, you can email us through the contact us form. We'll have a look. But just be aware, we're going to have to use a commercial courier. We don't have an existing contract with them. So we're going to pay whatever you would pay if you just went down to DPD and said, can I ship this kilo of stuff to Australia? It's going to cost 50, 60 quid and take a week, But if you want to, contact us and we'll give you a price.
You stop talking. Good. True fact, that reduction in price, I actually bought this off of him.
Which I tried to tell him not to.
I still wanted it. This is something I wanted. So
I was like, it's just models and rules that we already have for the show. And it's like, yeah, but I want my own.
Mine. Anyway,
I
look,
just want to say one last thing
here.
before we go, right? And that is, if you amazing people who are watching this later on or currently haven't already hit the like button, slap it. And also make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't just hit the subscribe button, but click the bell icon as well. Get the all notifications option up, because then you won't miss a single video or live stream from these amazing lads. And of course, every single show and video is well worth watching. So,
oh mate, wow.
Kev, it's been great having you on. We'll have you back on in a couple of months.
Just like
couple of weeks.
Thanks everyone.
You're the first one to ever say that. So I must have.
Yes, you are. Don't check out